the mic's on here. Hey everybody, good evening. Happy Tuesday, August of 2025. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. So see, Bill and Dave both been on already. How you guys doing? Everybody else, big shout out. So been a busy week. It doesn't seem like I got anything done. But we'll go over some stuff. We got hey Ryan, how you doing? Well, truck cab looks fabulous, beyond fabulous. I can't even put it into words. It's just the shine and the depth of that paint job is unbelievable. So yeah, I can't yeah, that thing is just crazy. So got some stuff done around the shop. Not a lot. Oh, I knew what I didn't get that downloaded onto the thing. Let's see if I can do that while we're chit chatting here. But yeah, we got that was in a text. I don't think I did that right. Let's see. Yeah, we were working on Dave's AC this weekend. I made up some AC lines. Of course, I didn't get any pictures of it. And the system is charged. And there it is. Making good progress on there. About ready to. Okay, so there's that picture. What did I do with that video? Dave sent me a video. Now I can't remember where it was. Huh. Go here, but yes, that thing's making good progress. Got the shift interlock done on it. For you guys that may not know that terminology, on new cars they have a lock solenoid that you have to hold your foot on the brake to get the vehicle unlocked, get the shifter unlocked. So it would be on downloads. Nope, I don't know where that picture went. So yeah, so what I do is I use a low car. Yeah, I can't find the video, Dave. I don't know where. I know you sent it to me, but I can't figure out where it went. I think you sent it to me in a video, in a text, right? Hey, Chris, how you doing? I got some questions, Chris. Tomorrow night after work, I'll call you. I need some questions about a well. Yeah, so what I do is I take a low car universal column shift bracket and I attach it to the bracket on the GM cars on the column, and then make a bracket on the shifter. The video of working on the welding the roof on the generator shed, the compressor shed. Let's see here. Sorry, I got too many things going on at once. Oh, there it is. So I'll work on that. So I'm downloading it now, so we'll get on that. So yeah, so on Saturday, Chuck and Dave come by like usual, and Dave brought some ladders and his daughter's boyfriend Mike, and we got the finally got the frame of the roof up on the top of the compressor shed, and Dave got a little picture, a little video on it, and just make sure it's uploaded and send it to me. So let's see if I can find it now. But as I was saying, I still don't know where it's at. Well, you know, I can play it on here. Never mind. We can do it that way. Go back here. So for the shifter interlock on your old cars, when you had column shift, it would lock the shifter when you put the car in park. And of course, why isn't it there? That's crazy. It was just there. Anyway, forget that. So you take the so I take that low car universal column shift and recreate that going down to the transmission, and that way when you take the key out of the steering column lock, you can't move the shifter. Just a little added protection. So we got that done on Dave's car, and the AC. So just about ready to go ahead and start driving that thing now that it's got AC and the temperatures we have down here. It gets pretty crazy to drive around without any air conditioning. So let's see here. Oh. Okay, so thanks, Dave. But yeah, so that's done on his car. I got the Smurf running, so we'll go ahead and show you a little quick video. I was hoping to get it outside today and get some more run time on it. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So let's see. I don't think that's working. Anyway, still doesn't seem to be doing what I wanted to do. Maybe. No, it came through file unknown. So anyway, but yeah, we had a. So on Dave's car, let me go back because I've been doing all kinds of scatterbrained here for a second. We got the AC lines made up for the thing, pulled in a vacuum, held vacuum, got it all situated, got Freon in it. That's good to go. The shift interlock deal is all done now, so now we can lock the low car shifter in the park when you take the key out of it. So just added piece of security there. And so when I built this building 5 years ago, I paid somebody to build the building. I didn't do it. A couple of people told me, hey, go ahead and have the guys leave all the scraps because you'll be able to do a lot of stuff. There'll be a lot of scrap left over. And sure enough, they left enough stuff that I could build a complete compressor room. 12-foot high back wall, 4 foot deep, 8 feet across. I can put my compressor in there, and I can store steel in there, tubing, roll bar tubing, stuff like that, long sticks. And then I'm gonna build a rack of shelving for flat stock, small round stuff, angle, box, all the different kinds of materials. So whenever I need to make something, I can just go out there and grab what I need, and I'd have it readily, and I'll have to. Right now, I got all this stuff stacked in corners and underneath the lathe and everything else here in the shop, and it's cumbersome to say the least. So we'll get that. I had the building, the main box of the building, all done and skinned. I showed in the welding video, I think welding 10 in episode 101 or 102, I welded the frame of one of the doors with a MIG welder. So that was that. I had the roof frame, but was kind of weird how to get it up on top of the building and then attach it. So they was nice enough to bring some ladders and some help, and with the aid of Chuck, we got the frame up, and then I got my welder hooked up and welded the frame in. So now it's ready to skin that frame, the roof, and I can do that front door. And then after 4.5 years, I'll actually have a enclosed compressor house. So thanks. That was a big thing. We had a little quick video of it, but it's not working out. So I'll show you guys next week. So that was done. Like I said, worked on Smurf. I had to wire coils and everything in the front suspension, or not the front suspension, but the front of the car, fuel tank and radiator and water pump and all that stuff. We moved around for weight distribution, so all that had to be rewired. And I went ahead and was able to get the car fired. So I'll show you a little video on that. And I didn't get a picture of it. Ran out of time today, but I got a carbon fiber floorboard made for it to cover the trans area. That came out pretty nice. Now it's pretty much what we got done here in the shop. Worked on the Olenynic some more. It's ready to go. But unfortunately, we got timed out from the body shop. That guy was going on a vacation trip, so we'll have to take it to a storage yard where it's normally parked and store it there for a couple weeks till that guy gets back and can get us back in. So that's kind of what we got going on today. Today I did a big shuffle in the shop because I got the NASCARs outside. The black Corvette is in holding position, and then I got Rob's 67 Camaro. Then I got parts of Ed Smith's race car that he dropped off on Saturday, all in the driveway with the Smurf trailer blocked in. So today had to do a big shuffle, moved all the cars around, got the trailer out, got all that stuff back in. I can show you some stuff on Ed's vehicle. So this was a really nice ride. Unfortunately, had an unfortunate situation. So let me show you Ed's car. So this is Ed's Willie's wagon that he bought it partially built. He finished it out. I built zooming headers for it. Just gave me some assistance with this and that. But really beautiful little drag car, all glass body and everything. He called it root beer float. The colors that he used on it, and it was a really, really sweet ride. Now, unfortunately, a couple months ago, he moved over to the West Coast. He was here in West Palm, where we were, and where we lived, and he moved over to Spring Hill, so he was fairly close to Leadfoot City. Now, you guys that are in different parts of the country probably haven't heard of Leadfoot City, but it's kind of the guy's trying to generate or make an automotive themed event place. So he's got like some halls, like a little bar eating area. I don't know if it's an actual restaurant or you got to cater the food in. Oh, background music is playing. Sorry about that. Yeah, I forgot when I put the desktop on. Yeah. Sorry about that. So, yeah, so with Ed's car, let me go back over Ed's ride. Helped him out with this thing. He called it the root beer float because of the colors he chose for it. Really, really sweet ride. And like I said, he moved over to Spring Hill and took it to Leadfoot City, and that's a automotive event area. They just kind of made a drag strip now, but they've got like an autocross drifting area. They've got some different buildings that you can use for different kind of events. So Ed decided to take the place over, take the Willys over there and run it, being that not a whole lot of racing going on over on this coast with the with the drag strip closed and stuff like that. Let's see how I can open this up bigger. Let me see if I can fix this. I guess I can't. Come on. So let me go ahead and show you this. Unfortunately, it's on the video is on TikTok, and I can't do much with it. But you guys can kind of get the idea. They just put the Christmas tree in. Anyway, let me... That's freaking TikTok. I hate TikTok. Wanted to just replay it one more time, but it won't do it. Anyway, so let me bring up. Yeah, the older Willie. I mean, the thing was, I always loved that car. It was a great car. And I just wiped out everything I had saved here. And it was a really cool little ride. But unfortunately, as you could see in the video, it wrecked. He wrecked it, and it wasn't really good. So. Go back here. Yeah, so this is the pictures of the car before the wreck. And unfortunately for Ed, man, he's gone through some stuff. His wife passed away a couple weeks ago. And so the race car was in the trailer, and he called me and said, I just got to get this thing out of here. I don't want to look at it no more. Obviously, the body was completely destroyed. The car was bent up pretty bad, so he brought over all the parts. So there's the cage. There's the rear end with nice aluminum 9-inch fab housing, strange brakes and coilovers, anti-roll bar. he made these nice wood wheels so we can roll it around. But yeah, he chopped the frame all up. It was bent up pretty bad. But nice fabricated housing and stuff. And then 4-link, of course. And then the front end, this strut was totally destroyed. That wheel got bent pretty bad. Let me flip it over. There you go. You can see that wheel got bent pretty bad. Even Benji got in that picture. There's the front end. So it's all bent and twisted, and you can see these 2 plates here. These were flat. That's what the radiator used to sit on. You can see how twisted they are. Everything got shifted on the thing. So, yeah, unfortunately for Ed, that was a really bad situation. I felt bad for him. But like I said, he just wanted to get the stuff out of sight. So I went ahead and bought everything from him. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. We may, maybe after I get the Vet Hawk done, maybe we'll do I'd always like to have a drive and drag or something like that. So maybe we'll build a drive and drag out of his parts, or I'll just clean them up, get the struts fixed, and then sell the remains. But feel really bad for Ed, but I appreciate him wanting to move on and giving me the nod so that I could go ahead and reuse some of it, and I'm sure he'd be happy to see it relived. Yeah, Ryan, it's a real heartbreaker. Unfortunately, during his and no disrespect to Ed at all, but in his racing history, he has crashed a few cars, but that was really sick. I think that was maybe a handful of passes on that car. So, and the worst thing is, Ed told me that after, they towed the car over to his trailer and they got it in the trailer and stuff, the track manager or the event manager, whatever you want to call him, was like, oh yeah, well, we thought, we saw a bunch of rain coming, so we really never prepped the track the way we should have for a car like yours. Man, that's, talk about a kick in the teeth. Why would you even, the guy went through some type of tech and stuff, so obviously you guys knew he was going to run the car like that. And then to go and say, oh, well, we really didn't prep the track properly for you, wow, that really sucks to destroy, a pretty expensive hot rod. Ed's a real wheeler and dealer kind of guy, so he bought the car half undone or half done. Guy gave up on the project, so Ed finished it out, and obviously he spent money painting the car and wiring it. He had a motor and transmission he was able to put in, which he was able to save that stuff, so he still kept that. But nevertheless, I mean, $30,000-$40,000 invested at a minimum, plus his labor and stuff. So, real heartbreaker. So hopefully in the future, I'd really like to make something out of the parts, so at least he can enjoy seeing, the stuff that he had going into another project. So, yeah, that was a real, it really sucked. So, but anyway, so we brought that stuff over, and he had cut the center of the cage that was really bent up out of it, and then I went ahead and chopped it down even more so it's easier to store. And unfortunately, at this point, it's got to be I got it underneath the front of my slide-in truck camper, and I got it covered with tarps and stuff. But yeah, I hate to have it being that it's outside, but we'll figure out what we're going to do with that in the future. Main thing is get it tore down and parts fixed, and then figure out a place to store it until we're ready to dig into it. So that was that deal. That was some of our Saturday, and then Obviously, I had a bunch of stuff I had to do on the Smurf, which you know, a lot of that stuff, uh, top secret kind of thing. So, but for you guys that maybe new on the channel and stuff, that's the Smurf. We call it Papa Smurf Jr. because it's got a small block in it, and there's actually a Papa Smurf big block car. It's the same blue, same everything, you know, identical looking cars. So, but this is Junior. This has got a small block in it. This is a car that I do all the maintenance work on, and you know, run it at different grudge tracks. So we've made some changes on the car. We changed the headers. We now have headers with turn up, so they're you know, pushing the exhaust up in the air and stuff like that. Of course, the engine was out for freshening, just a fresh set of rings and stuff. And but we moved a bunch of stuff around in the front of the car to move weight distribution around, and so that's what I've been working on. Chris, no, I mean, you could use some of the bars, but there's in that the part that I have, there's very few straight pieces. So there's a lot of bent, you know, for the funny car cage and stuff like that. So really, most of it's just going to get thrown away. I can probably reuse the 4-link brackets. Definitely use the 4-link and the rear end housing and the shocks and all that stuff. But yeah, most of that stuff we'd probably just go ahead and toss and create all new stuff. The lower control arms for the struts we probably could reuse, just depending on the width, whatever body we decide to use this stuff on. The Willys was a very narrow car, so it was the front end is pretty narrow for anything that we would probably put together. Because I'm thinking maybe like a Vega, or I don't know, something crazy, maybe a Chevette or something like that. But we'll see. That's down the road in the future. But anyway, so yeah, so I got. Let me get out of here. Let me see what stuff I can. I think I showed some of this stuff last week. Yeah, so let me. I can go. We can do a little update on there. Okay. So yeah, so we moved, like I said, we moved a bunch of stuff around in the front of the car for better weight distribution. So the gas tank and the radiator and stuff is all bunched up and moved farther forward. I had to redo some of the plumbing to make it all fit. And there's the new exhaust. But that's going to work a lot better with the exhaust. Now it's directional. We can move the exhaust around and stuff. So that was a big thing. Headers. The old headers were had a lot of shape to them. Let me see if I can find a picture of the old headers. Nope. But yeah, the old headers were really twisted and turned around. Had like 5 or 6 turns in each pipe, and it just wasn't very advantageous for. Maybe I didn't have a good picture of it before. So anyway, so. Where am I at here? So anyway, so I got moved the coils, had to rewire the coils, had to wire up the fuel pump and the water pump and the fans and all that stuff. But I was able to light it off last night. So this is actually the very first start since all that was done. So let me go ahead and show you on here. You can see on the dash 82 degrees. So yeah, the volume's on, so it should be good. One more time to it's short. So yeah, so it's alive, and and it should be pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much all I could really do right now with it. It needed to go outside today and get the rings seated, run the valves, do a leak down, get all that stuff all situated for the beginning of next year. Not bad yeah, Ryan, not bad for a little small block, huh? But yeah, so it's coming along good. And that's why I did the big shuffle today, because all the cars were blocking the garage door. I couldn't get anything in and out of the shop. So now that everything's moved, I can, like I said, roll it outside and get a full warm up on the motor. Actually, I'll probably run it through 2 warm up cycles, and then like I said, adjust the valves or check the valves and do a leak down so we have a baseline on where we're at with the ring seal. And then I'll be able to also put the front cap back on it now that the trailer's exposed. I can get the trailer door open. I can put the front cap back on, and I can do the alignment, corner scaling, and set rod height and all those things. So we'll be ready for testing next Tuesday. So next week, the live show will be, I'm going to try to get us on right at 7 o'clock, but it will be live from Orlando Speed World. And hopefully we'll be at a point where we can be ready to make a lap or something on it, and or whatever. We'll work on what we're going to do there. But should be fun. It should work out real well. And we'll move on from there. Hopefully the testing goes well, and then we'll be able to start racing that car here soon. Be nice to have it back out on the track. It's been since last November since the car raced. So just everybody kind of been busy, and we just decided, you know what, let's just take a break and kind of get our act together. And when we were at Mike Hill's race, the year-end finale up in South Georgia Motorsports Park, we didn't do so good up there, and we really needed to rally the troops and get the group back together, strong, better than ever. I mean, we did go to the finals at that race, but it wasn't a good weekend, and it just not the caliber of or the quality of racing that we normally would do. So we decided, let's just go ahead and straighten out all the little problems issues we wanted to fix on the car. You know, we always had a little wish list. As things evolve, you want to move this here and that, and clean up this and clean up that. And it was a good time. Let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll be fresh and ready to go. So that's where we're at now. We're almost fresh and ready. Well, we're fresh, but we're not quite ready to go yet. We'll see how we are on Tuesday, and we'll go from there. But that was that. Believe it or not, that's about all that we were able to get done this week. It's been busy, and of course, people who were on the show last week. We talked about our new shop inspector, our new pup, Benji, and so that's been fun. Been a while since we had to potty train and stuff a young pup. Normally, any of the rescues we've had, they've usually been between 7 months and a year old, and this little guy is 11 weeks now. He was 10 weeks last week, so the wife and I have maybe not gotten all the sleep we normally would get. So, but it's been fun. I did take a little video the other morning. I was out in the backyard with him, and sprinklers around the pool deck come on automatically, and we just happened to be out there when they came on. So he got his first go around with some sprinklers. So here's a little video. So yes, that was Benji's first go around playing with sprinklers. Yeah, Dave. His pool story. Yeah, so we were walking around the yard, and my wife was on the close to the house by the pool, and she called him to come over to him, and he took a beeline straight for her. Unfortunately for the young lad, the swimming pool was in front of him, and so he took a big dive. Well, he didn't dive. He just ran straight into the pool and went head first, pretty far down. But he learned the doggy paddle pretty quick. He got right back to the surface, and I pulled him out nice and quick, and he didn't even care much about it. But it was funny that just to watch him just run straight into the pool, and I guess he assumed he could walk on water. I don't know. But we did take him in the pool on Sunday. We didn't let him swim around or anything. We just kind of just held him and let him get the doggy paddling going and stuff, and worked. He had fun, and he's not afraid of the pool. That's the main thing. We didn't want him to be afraid of a pool, and I didn't get any video on it, but we did buy a little plastic kiddie pool, and got a couple, like 2 inches of water in there, and he's been running in and out of that, jumping in and out, and having a good time. So that was all good. A lot of fun. He's already got him playing fetch, and he'll sit, and you can stay and walk away from him, and he stays pretty good. So the training's going on, but having to walk him or take him outside of his crate in the middle of the night a couple times, because of at 11 months, their bladder is only good for about 3.5 hours, so he's not able to really sleep through the night yet. Although he is getting better. The other night, last night actually, he did sleep 4.5 hours without incident. So that'll be good. It's all in due time. But so that's really what's been going on. I didn't get a chance because I was running around today. In fact, the wife even while I was moving cars around, she's like, you got the show tonight. It's Tuesday. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. So I really didn't get too much of a tech session together for you guys. And I didn't get videos. Once again, I'm so good at taking pictures. I went up to Pros Tuning and tuned a 55 Chevy wagon for him. I should have got some pictures. It was a pretty cool car. Those guys are not carburetor guys. They're young guys. They love fuel injection. So the car had an LS in it, but it had carburation and a MSD 6014, which is a electronic spark box. So it fires the direct coils, but you don't have to have an ECU or anything like that, so you can run a carburetor. Typical basic carburetor setup on that. So they had a newer carburetor on there. It was a brand new carburetor, but from a newer company that I wasn't accustomed to. And sure enough, the jetting was way, way, way off. We ended up having to take 12 numbers out of the front and primary and secondary. But when we were all done, we made 345 at the tire through an automatic. So pretty good power. Let me get the calculator real quick here and give you guys I think it was 345. So basically 472 horsepower at the flywheel, because it was through a loose converter and a turbo 400 trans, and we did spray it with a NX 100 kit, and actually made 110 on the at the rear wheel on the nitrous. So that worked out real well. That worked out, and the GTO I did too. So I can show you guys this. This is something that you might run into if you're ever doing a drive-by-wire thing. This is something that can happen quite often. So when you do a drive-by-wire with an aftermarket ECU, you have to program. Obviously, you have to program the engine and everything, but you also have to program the throttle body, because on a normal EFI, you have an idle air control motor. An idle air control motor is an air bleeding device that opens and closes by the computer to maintain a set idle or set target RPM. So your throttle blade is a fixed piece, so you can set your throttle blade, and typically, say you want a car to run at 800 RPM, so you set your throttle blade to run it at right about 800. But when you drop it in gear, put the air conditioning on, or heavy alternator load, it would slow down. So the idle air control opens up, bypasses air around the throttle blade, which then basically making a vacuum leak, but it makes the engine rev up, and so you can control your idle speeds. So on a drive-by-wire, you do not have that. The throttle blade does all the work, and the computer will function the throttle blade to open and close a certain range to maintain your target idle. So it works kind of like a throttle IAC, but there's some programming that has to be that's involved. So basically, what you do is in your Holly program, you have this throttle position percentage 0 to 100. That's your throttle blade, and you have your pedal position 0 to 100%. And that is where your command is. Your pedal is commanding the throttle body to open the blade to control your engine speed. So, shop that I do a lot of tuning for, they called me up and said, man, this thing, we got the throttle body. They had some electrical issues. They got that all sorted. They said, but the car still doesn't want to idle real good. It wants to stall all the time and stuff like that. So I went up and plugged in, and this is the tune as I found it. And I don't know how well you can see this, but at 0 pedal position, the commanded throttle blade position is 3%. And obviously at 100%, it's 100%. So what you'd want to do, what you have to do to calibrate your throttle position, is you go into your in your raw data on the Holley. They've got these dials here, and while the engine is running, you would see these be active. So they still show an IAC position, which is basically the computer's relation of how much throttle blade it has to give. So what I always do is I look at the target RPM, the RPM that the engine is actually running at. I look at the TPS, which is going to be your throttle position, and how much IAC it's giving. So with that information, it gives you some indication what's going on. So with this GTO idling, the throttle position was, TPS was at 12, and the IAC was at 90%. So that told me right away that our 3% throttle position at 0 pedal is not high enough. So very simple to fix. All you do is go in here. Our TPS was at 12, and the IAC command was at about 90. So what I did was I went ahead and put 10.5 right there, and then highlighted the whole thing, the whole row, and then interpolated. So now when the throttle position is at 0, the commanded throttle blade position is 10.5%. And sure enough, the motor immediately revved up and then stabilized, went to our target of 850 RPM. Our IAC command, which is not really IAC, but that's just the computer command, was almost 0, and the throttle blade was fluctuating between 9.5 and 11.5. And that's just to keep the engine idling smoothly, dropping in gear and air conditioning and all that stuff. So very simple fix. So if you ever are involved in a drive-by-wire deal, remember you have to adjust the throttle blade so that the engine can idle properly without having the computer working so hard. So once that was done, now cold start and all that stuff all was functioning properly, because the whole idea of idle air control motor or idle throttle blade control is that you don't want the computer working just to maintain a basic idle, because there's only a certain range it can work within. So if the throttle blade is too far closed and the computer's having to give it 8% throttle blade to make the engine maintain a target idle, when you go cold start and you need additional RPM, or you drop it in gear, you need additional RPM, it's not there. The computer's already using its largest amount of air to bypass the throttle blade to maintain idle. So raising the base opening then puts it back into a range where the computer can then go plus or minus and has full control of the way the engine runs. So I didn't have any video on that, but it's just something that, food for thought. It's in this week's episode. So if you ever run into that, remember, go back to episode 106, and there's a little piece of that. Now, one day we will go ahead and get, whenever I get caught up, try to get some more videos on the channel, and we'll walk through a complete drive-by-wire setup. But for now, that's kind of just a little tidbit for you. And I'm trying to stretch this out. I really pretty much out of everything, and I just a little unprepared. I apologize about that, but we're making it happen. So I guess I can just unless anybody's got any questions on the chat or anything, maybe we'll just go ahead and pull the plug tonight and we'll get prepped for next week. And next week, you guys will see some live racing action and probably some pit action also, depending on where we're at when 7 o'clock comes around. We'll try to be making laps with the car. So hopefully, if the weather holds out and everything else holds out, we'll be somewhere in between run prep, turning the car around, getting ready to make another hit, and go up and make a pass. So we'll see where we're at with that, and you guys will see it all. So I think that's about all I really had tonight. Sorry I didn't have more prep for us, but we got more stuff coming up in the future. So with that, I think we're going to go ahead and talk to you guys all next week. Appreciate everybody coming out. Again, apologize for not having more projects for you. But we'll see everybody next week. Remember, subscribe, share, smash the like button. It helps the algorithms. And we'll see you guys all next week. See ya.